Yay! Yeah, there it is. All right. I guess you got your bang.
Mango, my peach mango bang.
Yeah.
Not sponsored yet.
It is now, though. It's officially sponsored now. We're just gonna start. Are we recording, by the way?
Yeah, we're rolling.
Oh,
so yeah,
I started like 5-10 minutes ago.
I figured, but I just wanted to double check. So yeah, we're starting this episode of Kankakee Podcast by announcing we have a new sponsorship with Bang Energy, and Alexis McCullough is here to show this endorsement. Yeah, peach mango specifically. And what is their catchphrase, or what does it say on there?
Fuel your destiny.
Ooh, see, I like that. Destiny. It kind of reminds me of, there's a episode of SpongeBob SquarePants where
like the imagination,
and like he makes imagination, and he just makes a little rainbow, and it's just like this beautiful moment. Yeah, I'm so glad you knew what I was talking about. You weren't like, what? This dude is messed up. But anyway, welcome Alexis to Kankakee Podcast.
Hi. Wait. Hi.
You're right. That's right. If you're watching the video version of this, yeah, that is your camera. This is my camera. And your nails, by the way, look so cool. What are those supposed to be? Are those Easter?
They're just fun because I'm going to be in Sweeney Todd, which is going to be very like monochrome and black and white and raw natural nails. So then I figured that I would be fun for a little bit before I took them off.
When is that show?
It's like April. It's the second or third week. I'd like to think it's April 11th or the 14th, but it also might be the 18th.
Okay. And that's BBCHS.
Yes.
Right. So what is your role in Sweeney Todd?
I'm one of the tenors, which is basically ensemble. So I'm not one of the super cool people up front, but I'm one of the dancers.
Okay. I mean, that's still even as dark as that show is, it is a fun, dark show.
See, I like the intense shows. I like
intensely dark.
Yeah. I like Grease, and I like all the, I've done Little Mermaid, Guys and Dolls, and Grease, and the Winter Cabaret last year. Through my high school career at BB, and then beforehand I did Narnia through KBTA. But I'm more of a fan of the lovey-dovey lovey-dovey ones, and I'm more like the death,
die. Just yes.
Yeah, that's my cup of tea. But you know what? I enjoy all the shows that I do. So,
has Sweeney Todd been your favorite out of all those then? Because it sounds like that's the darkest one.
Yes.
Out of all those shows you listed. None of those are really.
Yeah, it's my favorite so far.
Yeah. What's your favorite scene? And have you watched the movie a billion times at this point? Okay,
so I've watched most of the movie. I had not seen Sweeney Todd at all whatsoever before I auditioned, and I had no idea what it was. And this is the first Insta show, which is the competing show that we're doing. So I walked in knowing absolutely nothing about it. I listened to the soundtrack on Spotify, and that's about it. And then I'm trying to read through the script to get more of an idea, and I tried watching most of it, but it's a really long movie.
It is, and I feel like it's kind of dragged out,
yeah,
a little bit. But
and that also all the blood in the movie is just really red, and it's really gelatin, and it's you can tell that the movie was made in 2000s.
It was 2008.
Yeah. That's when I was 1 year old. So
it's so funny because I'm going to share this story with you. I might have told this to Andrew. I was a junior in high school, and I took my girlfriend at the time. I took her. Our first date was to see Sweeney Todd in theaters.
Were you a theater kid?
I was.
You were?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely a theater kid. But that's not necessarily why we went to go see the movie. That was just the one that
I'm
we
just like
agreed on. But yeah, I was a theater kid. But yeah, I just always think back on that. I'm like, that's such a weird
first
movie.
date.
Yeah, to see on a first date. But I mean, high school.
I mean, you might have just like scared her away a little bit.
I know. We ended up being official that night. Yeah. So I guess it was.
She really liked the murder and all that.
Really, the murdering just really, she's like, this guy likes murder and blood and
wow.
This is
He's
it.
a keeper.
He's a keeper. Yeah. But that was, it's so funny. You talk about, I'm really thinking is that almost 20? Yeah. It's 4 years from now. It'll be 20 years old. So I guess you're right. That has been a while. But anyway, we have so many things to talk about today. The big thing that people might be listening to this now and they're like, Alexis McCullough. They're thinking that name.
Who is that
Who
person?
is that? It sounds kind of familiar. You've been getting so much press lately because you've been working your tail off raising money for a scout project. This is your Eagle Scout project? Is that the official terminology for it? And it's no small endeavor by any means. You are in the process of collecting $120,000 to erect the Gold Star Memorial in which Bourbonnais in Marcotte Park in Bourbonnais. And first, what brought on choosing this as your Eagle Scout project?
Well, my dad's dead, first of all.
I like how you're smiling and saying there's people that don't have a sick, twisted humor are not going to enjoy that. They're going to be like, what is wrong with this girl?
Humor is my coping mechanism.
Hey,
I'm going to therapy. I'm dealing with it.
To credit my good friend Eric Peterson from the I'm Fine podcast, which you should listen to, he talks about all the time one of the biggest coping mechanisms they have in the military
is being able to laugh about it.
Is humor. And especially if you've been around veterans, they have dark humor. And that's one of their coping mechanisms that they use to get through those intense situations that
it makes it feel less real. Yeah.
So, you obviously get that. So the important thing is that you have a coping mechanism that is, I wouldn't say it's, I suppose it comes to a point where it could be unhealthy, but for the most part, it's not like an unhealthy coping mechanism. It's getting you through when you need to get through. So your father is a veteran, right? Or was a veteran.
Yes.
And you're doing this in his memory.
Yes.
So what's the story on your dad? When did he serve? Where did he serve?
So he enlisted at the Army at 18 years old. And then he was deployed a few times. Spent I would say that the military was a lot of his personality. He wasn't just one of the people who's like, oh yeah, I was in the military, but now I moved on with my life. He was like a military all the way dude. He was like, I'm in the Army.
Was he in the military for several years?
He was in the Army from 18 till when he died.
Okay.
So he died active duty. So when he passed away, he was on it. So he also had a brigade. And while he was on the way to South Carolina, I believe, to go to said brigade, I don't know all the details, so don't get mad at me if I'm wrong.
Oh,
I was 11 years old.
Yeah. No,
don't fact check me.
I'm not going to fact check you. We're just going to take it for what it is.
He was in the airport, had a heart attack, and then as soon as he hit the floor, he passed away. And I was under the impression that he was alive until he went to the hospital, but apparently I was wrong about that for like 3 years. But my mom updated me like last summer.
How old was he when he had?
He was 51.
Okay.
And that was October 16th of 2019.
Okay, so you were 11 at the time, and
It was 9 days before my birthday.
Oh.
So then I spent my birthday basically at his funeral. So happy birthday to me.
But you got the Nintendo Switch.
I did get a Nintendo Switch at least.
You had that going for you. We were talking about that.
At least I got to play Pokemon.
Right. Yeah. And you said your starter Pokemon is... So you like Squirtle?
Yes, I like Squirtle. But for that game, my starter Pokemon was Poplio, which was also a water Pokemon.
Yes.
And then I played it again, and then I picked Litten, which was basically like a fire tiger. Even though I think that the owl is the cutest.
Owl is very cute. I already forget the owl.
Rowlet.
Rowlet, yeah. I think my son has a little action figure of...
Yeah. I feel like that one's the coolest, but like little 12-year-old me was like, look at the mermaid. Look at the mermaid. And then I couldn't stop drawing that mermaid. Like I was obsessed with drawing that mermaid. Like I painted the mermaid. I drew it in a poem book. Like I was obsessed with Prima Donna and like my favorite, Primarina.
Okay. I'm not familiar with Primarina.
Yeah, that's just the final evolution of Poplio.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, that's just...
Also, don't fact check me on that.
You would know better than I would, because I only know so much
I don't have my Pokédex with me. So.
Oh, man, we should have brought them.
Yeah.
I got some at my house.
I have a bunch of Pokemon cards.
We do, too.
I never traded them, though. I just got them.
Yeah, you got to hold on to them, and then when you're like 40, you can
I'm going to sell them on Etsy for $100,000.
So your dad passes away right before your birthday. I can imagine that, life has not been easy on you, with that being said. Were you always in Scouts or did you join Scouts around that time?
I joined Scouts like a year after, I think. I initially joined Scouts because my mom was like, you're going to do something with your time. And I was like, okay.
Is that true, Cassandra? She's in the other...
Yeah.
She's in the other room.
That's very true. And she said, you're not allowed to quit until you're done. So
here she is.
I'm getting my Eagle Scout.
Yeah, doing this big project.
And I might not even like be fully done until she says so. But you know what? We're trying.
Where do you age out?
18.
It is 18.
But then you can become a leader.
Right. Like, hey, guess what? So she's probably going to make you become a leader then at that point. She's going to be like, hey, Alexis has this very nice smile on her face right now. So for those that aren't watching this.
Anyways.
Yeah. So, you start Scouts. I imagine, it starts out, your mom's like, okay, you need to do something with your time.
Yes.
But I'm assuming that you've enjoyed it. So otherwise, I feel like you wouldn't be
for the most part.
Yeah.
Except for like the blisters on my feet when I go hiking.
What's the toughest thing about being a Scout?
The toughest thing that I've done while being a Scout, or the thing about being a Scout?
Both.
The toughest thing about being a Scout is constantly being compared to that one kid from Up. And then then the hardest thing that I've done as a Scout is like, I had to take I don't know if it was 4 or 5, but I had to take a 4-mile hike, right? And I needed to figure out like what my pace was. So like I had to like walk and like figure out like what the average length of 10 steps that I take is. So I had to do that. And then I had to basically go out to the state park. And I had to walk. And while I was walking, I had to write down my coordinates. how long I would walk in one direction. So like I had to like take 5 steps and then the path would turn. So then I'd have to slightly adjust my coordinates. And I had to do that for 4 miles. Yeah. And then, but wait, there's more.
Then you had to get in a canoe.
I wish. So then after I take all of these coordinates and like how much, like how long, yeah. I had to take all of those back. Then I had to draw a map, which like completely like went along with this. And mind you, while I was doing this hike, my compass like dropped onto the ground and it broke. So then I had to change from my compass to my phone's compass, which they didn't completely match up. So then I had to like math it out to like make them all be in conjunction with each other. And then I had to write it down. And then like when I turned it in, I was like, oh my God, please be right. Please be right. Because it took me like, okay, it usually takes people like 2 years to do it, but I did it in like 2 weeks. But
2 years to do that?
Max.
That's crazy.
But it took me 2 weeks.
Well, good, because we're going to have you right now redraw the map from memory.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
It was basically like, and then it was basically like the same thing because I took the same path back. But still. And then when I turned it in.
Do you have to be alone for that? Or did you?
I had my mom with me.
Okay, I was going to say, thank goodness.
And like, whatchamacallit. So I had to put it, I turned it in. And then like, they were like, oh, looks good. And there was one singular point that was off by 180 degrees. And then I fixed it and it was fine. But
I thought this was going to be an intense, dramatic moment, but you duped me.
I
did. So I would say, though, that this latest project has to be your toughest, though, because, I mean, no.
Nah.
$120,000. That's a lot.
More than a car.
That's well, you know, I did hear on the radio the other day, the average new car costs like $47,000, something like that. So that's a couple.
It's maybe two and a half
cars there, 2.5 brand new cars. And what, as we stand today, what number are you at now? Do you know?
Don't cancel me for like maybe having it wrong, but I think it might be 23,000.
23,000. Okay. Thank you, Cassandra.
The ghost of Christmas future.
It's not right. We just hear your mom's voice. She's not in the room. She's in the control room.
23,000.
So, okay. So you've got less than 100,000 to go then.
Yes.
That's awesome. And you've got till the end of this year? No. Is it?
When I turn 18. I'm 16.
Okay. So you've got a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
But the future we get, like the faster we get it done, the more that I have a life. So.
Right. Because right now you're on this crazy PR tour, you know, trying to raise. Again, if you're not watching the video version of this, it's almost like the smile she gives reminds me of what's his name from Goosebumps, the dummy.
Slappy.
Slappy. It kind of reminds me of Slappy. Just this, you know, this very like sarcastic, smile on her face. But yeah, the sooner you can move on to other things, because you probably are there.
Because while I'm doing this project, I'm also in band, choir, orchestra, and theater.
That's a lot.
And a symphony. I'm the primary clarinet of the KVY, so.
That's awesome. Your mom was telling me you can play like 14 instruments. Is that true? What are the other instruments you can play besides clarinet?
Let me take out my notes. Trombone is not on the list yet.
It's not?
It is not. Technically I've played the trombone, but I don't have a trombone.
Oh, okay. You don't
I say I have
nailed.
a trombone and I have a rim shot. So those are the two options I have on the soundboard.
I played clarinet, bass clarinet. I've also played an alto clarinet, but I don't have an alto. I've played alto saxophone, guitar, keyboard, marimba, conga drum, snare drum, ukulele. I sing tenor, played handbells, tone chimes, bari sax, and tenor sax. I think that's 14. Yeah.
Awesome.
You can also catch me with a suspended cymbal from time to time.
Nice. I like. How about a full-blown drum set? Was that on your list? That wasn't on your list, was it? Snare drum was. You could probably rock
figure
a
it
drum
out.
set. Yeah. So what's your favorite to play out of all those? Is it the one you play most regularly?
Tenor sax.
Okay.
And then also bass clarinet. And then clarinet, even though my clarinet's the most expensive one that I have because I have a professional R13 buffet. Thank you, Mom.
Yay! We need a clap for Cassandra. Yes, there we go. I imagine that's probably the one you play most often,
yes,
too, as well. So yeah, you've got a lot going on. And what is the when you reach your goal, you get your $120,000, then
I'm gonna take a nap.
Then you're gonna take a nap, and then you'll put up the statue. Where is, or it's a memorial. Where is this memorial coming from, and how is?
So, the black granite of the monument is imported from India. It's black granite, and then it gets cut, sent here, and then we put it up over here.
And for those that aren't super familiar, and I'm a little familiar, but not completely, Gold Star is kind of a nationwide monument or memorial thing. It's not just a local.
Yeah. So the monument design, like one of the sides is going to be like the generic Woody Williams Gold Star thing. And in the back, we get to customize it to be like our own for Bourbonnais. So,
and then who's, because names get etched on there, right? Or no, that's not how that works.
So even though I'm like what inspired me was my dad, it's not going to be personal at all to me. It's just going to be for Gold Star families in general.
And Gold Star families are exactly what? So
Gold Star families are basically surviving families of fallen soldiers.
Okay. So
who died active duty.
Right. Like your father.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And this is Marquette Park. Remind everyone where Marquette Park is in Bourbonnais.
Marquette Park is
excuse me.
Over off of Route 102. It's like by Career Center and across the street from the Burger King.
That would be also where the water tower is.
Yeah, the water tower.
Yes. You've been doing, as I mentioned, so many fundraisers. Pancake breakfast, just to name a few. What are some other ones coming up that?
I'm also going to be having a recital at my school where all the tickets that we sell for the recital, the proceeds are going to go towards the monument. And then it's basically going to give kids in the music department the opportunity to perform for their families. As for like solo and ensemble, it's, for those who don't know, solo and ensemble is basically the opportunity to prepare a piece or an ensemble with multiple people and perform for a judge. And then you get rated, 1 being the best, 4 being... But
we're making our own sound effects now, Andrew.
Womp womp. But 1 being the best, 4 being the not very best. But basically, you get judged, and then I don't know how the point system works, if it's also a school thing. But
I think the school has an overall rating as well.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
We also have organizational contests, which is like the legit school against school thing.
Right.
But pretty much, solo and ensemble just gives you the opportunity to get judged by a judge. I had 7 events this year, I think.
You did 7?
I did do 7.
So what are all the...
And I got all 1s because I'm cool.
Dang, girl. That's crazy.
I did a solo. Okay, let me think about it in order. I did a solo. Then I had an ensemble, another ensemble. So, and then all-state choir because I went to all-state. And then the madrigal, which our school does, which I played bass clarinet for, and then sax choir, which I played tenor sax for, and I had a solo in that too, which I absolutely did amazing.
Man, that requires a round of applause right there. Wow, that's incredible. So this recital is one of the big fundraisers coming up as well, but you are just actively seeking donations so people can submit and donate whenever they choose.
Mm-hmm.
There is a online website for that, right?
Yes.
And where can people go for that?
People can go to the McCullough Gold Star Project Facebook page and click on the link that will take them directly to the Bourbonnais Woody Williams website where they can click donate now.
Gosh. I can't do that again. Oh, that's not as sarcastic smile this time, but I I love that. But in all seriousness though, this is a really great thing. And I think I know your dad would be very proud of you. And I know your mom has to be immensely proud of you for working your tail off, not only on this, but everything. You have a face like you don't agree. She just continued to smile. Gosh, this is hilarious. But it takes a lot of courage and hard work, and to take on such a project like this, and for someone at such a young age to do it, I think it really says a lot about you. And I think it also really says a lot about you that you've got a great sense of humor as well. So that also helps. What else would you like people to know about your Gold Star Scout project, or just about you in general that you want to throw out there?
I have a 4.0 GPA.
Dang. Another round of applause.
I don't know.
My GPA in high school was like 2.5 or something like that.
I would get beat.
Surprisingly, I did not get beat by my parents for that. But
my dad can't, so.
No, but he... No, he can't. But I bet he would, he'd get up out of his grave just to do so, though.
He's a pretty down-to-earth guy, though. So.
Yeah. I was going to say was... Oh my gosh. Oh, that was such a bad joke, but so funny at the same time. Yeah, I'm trying to...
So you're going to be at Heroes, Hogs, and Hot Rods.
Oh yeah. Heroes. Let's talk about Heroes, Hogs, and Hot Rods. So speaking of Eric Peterson, one of the great events that he and his organization, Project Headspace and Timing, host every single summer, it's one of their biggest fundraisers, is Heroes, Hogs, and Hot Rods. It's in downtown Manteno. I think this year, if I'm not mistaken, it's like the first weekend of June.
June 1st.
Yes. Thank you, Andrew.
According to Cassandra.
That's what I thought. So coming up pretty quickly. And so people can go there. They can meet you in person and have sarcastic conversations.
I'm gonna do my best.
They can donate to the Gold Star Memorial Project that you're currently working on. And are you going to be performing by chance? Like, that would be cool.
Quite possibly.
Yeah, something.
We have a Cassandra update on this event.
Oh,
I will pass the mic back
I love
here.
Cassandra updates. This is exciting.
She will have a table available to sell her merchandise. And then she will also have tickets for her Border Town gun raffle.
Oh, okay.
And a commemorative coin.
Perfect.
And t-shirts.
All right.
T-shirts that cannot be sold at school.
Ah, okay. Gotcha. So all those things.
Yeah. My dad, like, whenever I was, like, being whiny, he'd just be like, embrace the suck. And, like, we can't sell that at school because teenagers.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. Now I get it. Yeah. That's so funny, though, because that is...
But I did like a cool bubble art design of like supporting our gold stars, which is going to be on a different t-shirt. So.
Yeah. We'll have to get one of those t-shirts. And, I feel like Jesse Erickson, our COO at Pathfinder, would love a shirt like that. He would love to point that out to, I feel like, all of us at Pathfinder, just be like, embrace the suck. I mean that in the most loving way, Jesse. By the way, anything else, Cassandra, that you think we should make sure we touch on?
She has several dine nights. So she has Texas Roadhouse at the end of April. She has the after party following the concert at Oberweis. And then Panda Express is doing a nationwide virtual eat day on May 3rd.
Ooh. So wait, how does a virtual...
So you get a QR code shared through Facebook and you can go to any Panda Express. They show that it's her fundraiser and then she'll get money for it.
Okay.
And then she will be at a golf outing for the veterans on May 11th. And then the Kankakee County Speedway is actually having a night for her, a night of the fallen on June 21st. She'll present at the Friendship Festival this year as well. In and amongst a couple things right off the top of my head.
Shout out to Cassandra, by the way, for working so hard on this as well. And I know Bill Parakis is working hard on this with both of you as well. So it's a team effort. It takes a village to put this thing up, but I'm glad it's being done, and I'm glad it's you. We didn't even talk more about Scouts, but you've got, 35 badges?
38.
38 badges. Explain for those that don't understand how that works. How do badges work in Scouts?
So basically, you get a subject, and then from that, so like, for example, reading. I'll just do one of the basic ones. So reading, then to earn the reading merit badge, you just have to complete like a packet that's like, I don't know how many pages it is, but most merit badge packets can like range from like 7 pages to 37 pages. So you basically have to complete a packet for it. Probably have to do some work like reading a book if you want the reading merit badge. And then after you get all the work done, then you take it to a merit badge counselor. They sign it off, and then you get a little badge. And then, so I have a lot of merit badges. So I couldn't even like list all of them.
Is there a podcast one?
There's not a podcast merit badge.
I imagine there's probably a media-oriented one.
I think there is.
And you've probably gotten that at this point with all the different media things you've done, right?
Probably. My mom used to like say, I want you to get 1 merit badge a month. So.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, out of the ones that are like on the top of my head, there's citizenship in the community, citizenship in the world, citizenship in society, which I don't have yet, but it's basically don't be a mean person. Don't be mean.
That's pretty. I would hope that would be an easy one.
Like you would think so, but
yeah.
Apparently it's so hard that they had to make a merit badge about it.
Apparently.
And then there's reading. I've done archery. I've done welding. I've done horsemanship. Which after I got my horsemanship merit badge, I was able to do this like wrangler thing, which is basically like horsemanship level 2. And it's like getting rid of like all the basic stuff, like how to put like a saddle on a horse, and it's like actually riding the horse. And while I was doing wrangler, I did get bucked off a horse. So,
well, at least you survived.
I did survive, but I was really mad.
Did you get thrown?
Yes,
like you got thrown off the horse.
Like, okay, so we were on a grass hill in this. I need to watch my language. We were running up a hill, right? And it was this grass hill, and my horse got overexcited, and he goes running up this hill, and he's going like that, and little Lex is like, right? And then I fell off the horse, and it didn't really hurt falling off the horse itself. Like I didn't even have like a bruise or anything, but it was more like crying because the wind was knocked out of me because, you know, it's a pretty tall horse.
Yeah, I would think that would hurt though.
Yeah. I was more worried about the fact that I just fell off a horse though. I can't remember. I swear that the horse's name was like Johnny or something.
Dang it, Johnny.
Yeah.
Did you fall on your back, or was it your front or side?
It was like on my side, I think.
Okay.
I did take karate though, so I know how to fall the right way.
There you go. You got the moves. I was taught some Kenpo martial arts moves the other day. Andrew can attest to this.
It was hilarious.
It was pretty funny, actually. I got taken down. Yeah, it's a little embarrassing. But
how did you land, Jake?
On the floor.
On the floor. Yeah, it wasn't me doing the takedown. I was getting taken down. Yeah.
I've done that to my mom.
I landed on my back, on my butt. So, yeah.
Cue the trombone noise.
Yeah, cue the trombone. Yeah. One day I'll get it right. We're just gonna have to go back and do another episode with Bernie Gorak, and he can teach me some more moves. Well, this has been a lot of fun. And if there's anything else that we can do to help and support you, please let us know. And everyone listening right now, please, if you can, it doesn't matter the amount because everything adds up. So even if you're like, all I have is $5, it's like, okay, $5. That's
give
great.
Me your $5.
You're right. Give Alexis your $5.
You don't need McDonald's. Give me your $5.
McDonald's can wait a day or a week or 2 weeks or however long. So
give me your money.
I mean, there's enough people in this county. I feel like if all of us just pitch in a little amount,
it's like even if it's $1.
Yeah,
like,
even if it's $1.
You don't have to give me all your money. I don't want all of your money.
Yeah.
But help me get this done. Please.
All right. Any last words you want to get in there?
Bang Energy.
All right. Back to Bang Energy. This has been brought to you by Bang Energy. And Cassandra, is there anything else you want to add?
I bet there is.
I love this little girl.
I bet off mic and off camera, you don't say such things.
She is highly motivated and she keeps a very tough schedule. So there's lots of places that she'll be this summer. And so if anyone wants to follow her on Facebook, they can check out and we post from there and just share the information because it doesn't have to be someone local. I believe that everyone knows someone who's been affected by the military and people serving and being deployed. And then some people have endured a death in the family. And so I think it hits a little closer to home than everyone might give it first thought. So just know that they're not alone, that Lexi is working through her grief journey, but other people might be working through theirs as well. So in that event, she's all over town. Look her up because she loves Facebook and social media. She just loves that. So follow her for more.
Oh, man. Well, thank you. So you like to go by Lexi or do you like to go by Alexis? Is Lexi just what your mom calls you? Or?
I've been called almost any combination of my name possible.
Yeah.
I've been called Alex, I've been called Lex, called Lexi, Alexis.
Lex sounds tough. Like,
That's what most people call me
Is it
because I have a
Lex?
really deep voice and most people mistake me for a man, but
Mhm.
I'm a woman.
Yeah. It actually is surprising that you said you sing tenor instead of bass because I was expecting you to say bass.
Bass?
Yeah.
I can
but-
sing baritone on occasion. But
Okay.
right now I'm also not feeling the best, so my voice is kind of deep.
Well, you just got back from a long trip.
Yeah, I just got
So-
done marching.
Yeah, marching down in Florida at
singing
Universal
the
Studios.
Lorax.
Yeah, that's fun. Well, thank you again, Alexis. Thank you, Cassandra. And everyone, please give some support to Alexis in her Eagle Scout project, the Gold Star Memorial. And hopefully we will see that put up in Marcotte Park in Bourbonnais sooner rather than later. That concludes this episode of Kankakee Podcast. I'm Jake LaMore. Thank you so much for listening. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn at Kankakee Podcast. Shout out to Carrie O'Connell for supporting the show each month through Patreon. If you want your name announced on a future episode, sign up at patreon.com/Kankakee Podcast. Special thanks to our sponsors, Chicago Dough Company, Noble Dairy Queen Stores, Frank's Appliance Center and Sleep Source, Pigosh Engineering, King Music, Little Me Studio, Taco John's, D. Westfall Jewelers, and Edward Jones Financial Advisor, Adam Elroy. Kankakee Podcast is produced by the fine team at Pathfinder, a full-service marketing agency in downtown Kankakee. Learn more at yourpathfinder.io. Our theme song is by Lupe Carroll.